Well, hello gang, welcome in. We are back to London, weirdly, and we are going straight in with a game against Ipswich. We still haven't finished the transfer window yet. In terms of new business, I don't think there's been anything that's happened that you've missed off the top of my head. I don't know if those who are channel members will have seen I've uploaded a lot of content today, so my brain's been a bit fuzzy. But you know, we'll make it function, I suppose. We've still got some cash. We've still got 2 days left of the transfer window. We might be able to pick up a cheeky bargain somewhere. I'm not sure where or who that might be, but we'll find it somewhere. We'll find the value somewhere in here. Maybe this Irishman. Maybe? How recent is that report? Yesterday. I mean, is he a guy? Maybe. He's certainly a guy we'll get a sell-on value for. Try and cut his wages down. Try and give him a chance. Why not? It certainly can't hurt. 175k? I don't think you will. I think you'll get 170 and you'll like it. There we go. There's another one to get talking to. Like I said, we might not actually be able to afford his wages because we've got quite a few offers out, haven't we? So, I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. Anyway, let's go and play Ipswich. That's what I was thinking. My brain can totally words. Don't know what you're on about. Is this Mashevsky guy any good? Probably not, because I've got him on list for loan. But he is not the worst. There is an argument of, do we bin off Porter for Mashevsky? I think we probably do. We'll do that, right. Let's go see if goals can appear. That's the mission, that's the plan, that's the aim. Get the goals to goal and appear in goal is what we're going for. We'll see what happens in a second, I suppose. Right, Ruffin and Nome. Are we going to be able to afford his wage? I suspect we won't. I'll be honest. I suspect we can't. Or we can. Or we can. All right. Let's have like £5 off there. Lovely. Job done. Alex Ruffin or Ruan? I don't know. I imagine it's Ruan. Doesn't matter, we've got to go and beat Ipswich, and that's the most important thing we can do, is beat Ipswich. We've won the last 2 games, so that's a good sign. We should hopefully be slowly rebounding our way up the table. If we can keep this form up, we will, I say form like it's been ongoing for a long time. If we can keep winning games, we'll certainly get up the league, is what I'm trying to say. We do need Charlie Commons to start scoring, but I imagine that won't be far away. Cannot be far away from him getting himself a goal. So that's always useful. And the table says we are playing Ipswich, who are second. We are up into 21st. So we have got off the bottom of the table. Step 1 has been accomplished. Almost. And then we can carry on the push, hopefully, towards the mid-table positions, which is where I'd like to finish the season. If we can finish the season in mid-table, we can probably push our way towards a playoff spot next year, I would like to imagine. How things are looking around. We could send Blackburn down. Don't like having Cambridge below us, but that's fine. Hey, Simon, welcome in. How are you? Hope you are well. You've joined us just in time for the kickoff of the stream and indeed the first game. We are, yeah, we've dragged Millwall off the bottom of the table, I've just discovered, because I didn't look before I finished the stream last night. But we've dragged Millwall off the bottom of the table for now, which is nice. Charlie, no. That's really odd. But how are you? We are doing our thing. We need to get a goal reasonably soon. I still need for Commons to start scoring. Oof. Simon is not playing today. That was so quick, I hadn't finished processing Charlie's messages yet. But absolutely valid. Outstanding work. Lightning work. Right, now we can sort of focus again. We can try and get Millwall a goal. Come on, Jordan, get a goal. Please. There is a... Just for future reference, let me pull it up. So if you use that code, where obviously the username is the username, you don't have to put the second zone number. You can put like 1H for an hour, 1D for a day, 1W for a week, etc. You don't have to do it in seconds, I've learned, which is useful. Oh, we did score a goal. Comments is through. Oh, Jesus. But yeah, just for a future reference. Should someone do something that we feel requires longer. Right, half time, 1-0. And 1-0 puts us up to 20th in the table, and then able to try and bridge this gap to Luton. We could be on the verge of doing dirty things. Not dirty, you know what I mean. We could be on the verge of doing something special if we keep this up. This run of putting wins together up. Ipswich are, as I said, second in the table at the start of the day. So they are chasing... They're still second. They're chasing Premier League promotion. Talking of which, Lincoln City are doing very well to be up there. Has to be said. I do like when you get to this stage in a save and there's a bit of a mix-up in tables and stuff. I mean, it doesn't look like the most creative championship table in the world. But... as much as Lincoln have just been promoted, I don't see a world in which they're necessarily challenging for Premier League promotion next year. Watch that backfire for me in the future. Someone will remind me of that in the comments a year from now. Oh, you said Lincoln weren't going to get promoted, but actually they're second in the championship and they only need 1 point and they're going to be up. I see you, future commenter on the VOD. But it seems unlikely right now. Jesus, Kareem Rodriguez did a thing to us. We do need to maybe I need to focus less on doing weird impressions and more on trying to win the game. I don't know. Maybe that's an idea. Overconfident. I don't like that as a note on a player. I don't like apprehensive as nervous. They're not ideal. I do have to make a change though, so I guess we stick in Farmer and hope he can do something. I think we'll take off... Is there value in taking off Hackney? Probably not. We'll take Commons off because he's not going to score. We'll try Mashevsky. Godfrey's tired, so we'll send in Hurst. So anyway, it's just Lamb on the bench who looks like he cares, and I can't work out where I put him on. We'll go with that for now. We've got time to make more subs. It'll be fine. Hurst with a throw-in. Can we get a lead back? Not if he gets pushed off the ball that easily. Is he made of paper? Genuinely, he just got pushed off the ball. What's his strength rating at? 13? That's not the worst. It's not the worst. There is a possibility, of course, that Rodriguez has a 20 for strength and thus would push a truck out of the way. But, you know, we'll see. Jordan's on a run. Can you get a crossover? Sort of should have put the cross in there at the byline and didn't. Doesn't matter, because A.O. Taylor steps up and just says, yep, alright, challenge accepted. I will score that. I'm going to take Powell off because he's booked for Samson Cook. I think that's probably the smart play there. And then I think it might be time to take Hackney out, depending on the body language. Let's put Rennell in, because he's a youngster who could use some game time and is on an ESC. Benny, are you spending too much money on commissions again? Also, welcome in. Hi. Let's do. One day I'll be able to do this first time. One day I'll learn how to do this first time you watch. It'll be fine. Shout out to Benny on follow him if you're not. Well, that was what I meant. It wasn't so much the money I was concerned about. It was more the volume. We all know you're a multi-millionaire, Benny. It's fine. We're all aware. But it was more one man can only keep up with so many commissions at once, you know? You can only spin so many plates before plates start falling. Liam, welcome in. How are you, buds? I'm good, mate. Thank you. I'm good. Doing better now we are out of the relegation zone and beating second place Ipswich, so that's always strong. I say that we're going to concede now. We're about to concede. I've jinxed it. I've jinxed it. Commentator's curse. Commentator's curse. Oh my word. Could still be commentator's curse. It's not. It's okay. It's good. You got a ticket. Excellent. I feel like it's really important I keep reminding you this, Liam. The game's on Sunday. I was not going to ask for a number, Benny. Yeah, I feel like I should keep reminding you, Liam, so you don't show up at the counting round 24 hours early. The game is on Sunday. It's not on Sunday. I was wrong. I'm sure my tickets say the 3rd on them. Maybe I'm just going to get there late. It is Saturday. It is Saturday. The game is Saturday. Excellent. I'm well on point. Look at me knowing my days of the week. Excellent. Either way, we are playing a game of football. We are playing a game of football, and I'm going to have to listen to Ian Holloway moaning about being suspended for the entire game. So maybe being in the town end is not quite as bad as it sounds. You know? I don't know. I'm just saying words. I'll be honest, I'm just saying words. I've been up since 6:30 this morning. I tried to have a nap earlier, because I always try and have a nap when I have to get up stupid early. And I have nothing else to do during the day bar some editing. And what actually ended up happening was I forgot that I'm actually not capable of napping. So I just sort of laid in bed for 30 minutes for no good reason. And then I got right back to the editing. Talking of which, apologies to those whose phones blew up earlier with the amount of uploading I was doing. It wasn't on purpose, I promise. He cannot possibly be getting his ESC, can he? No. Do you know what? Because he's 30 and has no chance of getting his ESC, I think we try and sell him. What did we pay for him? 165k. When did we pay that for him? Start of the season. Yeah, I think we'll let him go and gamble on being able to replace him, I'll be honest. Because he's not getting a work permit. So we'll try and get a bid for him on deadline day. Rennell, how long until... He's got to play 50% of the minutes available. Let's try and loan him out. Just to delay that as a problem. It was an unexpected problem, but it's a problem nonetheless. Especially because he might turn out to be a really, really good footballer. I just can't justify starting him at the moment because we have to get out of this scrap we're in. Although, it's gone to the XG table again, lovely. We are a point clear, 15 games to play. Our prediction, by the way, start of the season was 23rd. So, we are outperforming. I'm surprised they sacked their manager, to be honest, with a predicted finish of 23rd. Seems a little bit extreme. They were doing everything they needed to be doing. So, who knows? Who knows? And our next game, I feel like I play Sheffield United all the time at the moment. Our next game is going to be Sheffield United, who I swear to God I've played like 6 matches against this week already. Feels like. So good. I feel like I'm spending too much time, and we have to have an away game at Cambridge United. Will they like us? Probably not, because we might be sending them towards the abyss. Bournemouth are in 4th as well, so we need to really turn this form round. If we can get somewhere around like 13th, 14th, I'd be quite happy with this as a season. I think I'd take that as a season. Just nice, secure, mid-table-ish. If we can maybe start turning the goal difference around into a positive, would be great too. Which is not out of the realms of possibility with 15 games left. As long as we don't take any big slappings. Morning, Will. Welcome in. Okay, Charlie. You do you. Price is Right style. There's a reference I'm missing there, isn't there? It's a reference I'm missing. Price is Right style. How many commissions are work in progress? I'm going to go having a pretty reasonable idea of how out of control you've been with the number of commissions. I'm going to make a guess at 15. Oh, it's Sean McKeever. Can I have Sean McKeever on loan again? Oh, I can't. Boo. Higher? Jesus. I thought I was shooting high. 22. I'm going to say 22. Benny, I swear to God, if it's north of 30, we need to have a chat. You don't have that kind of time. Nobody has that kind of time. Let's go with 30. Let's say 30 is the highest I'm willing to guess for my own sanity. Jesus Christ, Benny. That's too many, Benny. That's just too many. That is just too many. Benny, is it north of 40? Is it more than 40? Because you're giving me conniptions. I swear, if Wall's closer than I am, Benny, we're gonna confiscate your cards, mate. I think that's fair. If Wall is closer than I am, we need to seriously talk about maybe taking your cards off you and your PayPal account, just to be safe. Are we actually north of 40? Jesus Christ. 72. Are we higher than 72? Struggling to work out what we would do with north of 40 pieces of artwork. At north of 72, I would cry. It can't be pi. We know it's higher than 40, so it must be higher than 3. Come on now, let's not guess silly. 174. Lower than 174. Okay. 85. Final offer. That terrifies me, Benny. That terrifies me. Are you planning on like 81? It sounds like you're planning to build a house out of bits of artwork, but also their digital artwork, so that's not really going to have much structural integrity. I'm a little bit scared for you, Benny. I'm a bit scared. A little bit scared for you. Unless, of course, there's one reason where that wouldn't scare me, and if it was, it would be if you were planning on doing a Daria style montage of you in crazy outfits as like an outro sequence on your streams. I think I'd be here for that. Gotta be honest, he's not a very good goalkeeper, so if you'll give me like another 100k, we'll see how high we can get them. Oh, they'll take it. They'll take it. That's nice. That's good. I mean, it does mean I have to sign a goalkeeper, but that's also not the biggest problem I've ever had, because pretty sure our goalkeeper's not very good. In fact, our goalkeeper is very good. Oh, he's wanted by Premier League teams, isn't he? He was the guy that's worth a lot of money. I still need to sign another goalkeeper because that leaves me with one goalkeeper for the rest of the season. But I'm not unhappy with having to do that if it means that I make a bit of profit. That's really weird. That's my hometown. Like the one I grew up in, not the one I live in, obviously. They occasionally pop up in the National League. It's very weird, but they shouldn't be anywhere near that. Realistically, Can I have this guy? 25, A rated. If he'll come in as a backup, I don't hate him as an option. What's his agent saying? That is perfect. That is perfect stuff. I'm not even going to argue. Come in as a backup goalkeeper for whatever version of cheap we can do. Right, we'll get rid of that. I'll put that over 6 games, and I'll pay whatever you want over 50 appearances, to be honest, because he's not going to make 50 appearances, I would imagine. That's good. That's an upgrade at goalkeeper and some extra money in the bank. Will become a starter if Gorkem Kara leaves the club. Well, I guess I best not sell him. Oh, see, I can't afford his wages. I'm going to have to go back in for him after the transfer window and hope I haven't just triggered Dundee to make a bid. Because if I have, then we are in trouble. But it's not a right now problem, it's a future me problem. So that is fine. Especially now I have no spots in the squad. It's fine. You know, it's okay. We're all good. And I'm quite excited to get Matteo Arazzocchi in the team because I thought he looked like a footballer when we looked at him. Matteo Arazzocchi, the Uruguayan under-21 international, who I think might be a big benefit to us. I think he's probably a player who is going to make a difference. I just have to work out now who I'm taking off the bench to accommodate him. Which I guess would be Renell for now. Honest prediction for Saturday. I think we are probably going to lose 2-1. Is my honest prediction for Saturday. I think we'll go 2 goals down. Then the lads will realise they actually should probably put in some effort to fight for it. But they won't quite get there. I hope Tafts is playing, but I like him, I just don't want him to risk breaking his arm chasing what could well be a lost cause. Oh, I can see there's some interest out there. Just get him gone. I don't understand. I swear, if Bristol City poach this guy... Oh, rage. Rage. Let's see if this goalkeeper goes. And if he does, we'll go back in for Young. So I suspected he might because it's Aston Villa. 25k to the wage budget. Oh, you're so generous. Such generosity. 25k on the wage budget. Okay, Sheen's in. I'm probably overpaying for him, I'll be honest, but sorry, not sorry, you know. We said we'd loan him out, didn't we? So we'll see if we get any offers for him, and then we'll make another offer for Young, and hopefully they'll go for it this time. I mean, they went for it last time, but hopefully he'll go for the wage we want this time. Because if I don't find a goalkeeper, I'm going to look really stupid. I know, we're used to be looking really stupid. I don't know why I say that like it's some kind of existential threat. I, generally speaking, look quite stupid. But you know what I'm trying to say, right? You don't need to be registered. You can be, but you're not really going to be here long. There's really no need for you to be registered, because actually we'll keep them registered for now, just in case, and then we'll see if we can have. Oh, they've rejected the bid for Young this time. Good, lovely deadline date. What do you want for him then? All right. What if I offer you £100,000? See if they bite. Because I think they've worked out we now need a goalkeeper, and so I'll probably pay over the odds for one. All right. He doesn't want to be here now. Good. Lovely. Right. You go home because you're sick. Yes. Obviously I will. Yes. Clearly I'm trying to bring in cover in goal. That sounds pretty self-explanatory. Are you any good? He'll do as a backup. I don't want to pay him 300 grand a year, but he'll do as a backup. Liam, thank you very much for the sub, or indeed to the anonymous gifter, who I assume would be Charlie, for the sub. I'm sure Liam greatly appreciates it. Always a good time. And indeed always appreciated. Right, that's... And goalkeeper. Is there anyone for free? I assumed you were the one that gifted the sub to Liam, but if you're not, then... Thank you to whoever did gift the sub to Liam, I guess. Okay. Well, then it will remain a mystery forever. Is there an international I can have? No, none of these goalkeepers are internationals. Okay. Cool. I guess, really annoys me, I've got like 10 custom views now. Last club. Let's go by last club and see who is hiding. Is the guy from Fenlo any good? You'd imagine not, if he's on loan at Port Stewart, or he's playing for Port Stewart on loan at Topos, or whichever way around that's going. Do feel like a third goalkeeper might be a shout. Let's try unattached. And then we'll go back to internationals. Aha, caps, right. I think we've trialed both these guys, have we not? Bring them in for a look. Anyone else in a national team? Nope. Anyone with youth caps? Emil Filipov, Macedonia. Where were you last? Yeah, I did notice your founder badge had disappeared. I was like, I can't keep mental track of when everything is expiring though, so... Also, obviously don't expect anyone at all to want to sub, so it always shocks me that people do. Genuinely always shocks me that anyone wants to sub. It's crazy. I appreciate it, but it just blows my mind that people are willing to pay to hear my silly bollocks waffle. Right, Tyler Gillum, you can come in for a trial as well. I'm just looking for anyone with any potential at this stage, just to be a third choice goalkeeper. You know, I'll have a look at the Indonesian fella and the Brazilian, because you can't go wrong with the Brazilian. Unless you haven't properly moisturised, in which case you can go very wrong with the Brazilian. Right, we'll take Callum McKenna as a backup, because that doesn't feel like it can hurt. Give him a year. That's quite a big impact on the budget. Why is that? Oh, it's the cost, isn't it? In which case, we'll chuck him a bunch of money up top and hope that makes him happy. Alright, we'll chuck his agent a bunch of money on top, like a bung. But it's not a bung, it's an agent fee. Agent fee. Avoid relegation, we'll give him a bonus. And if he wins the Golden Glove, we'll give him a bonus. Go on, be dazzled by my generosity. Okay. How about if I give you more money if we go up and I totally won't sell you? Good. Lovely. Thanks, Callan. Lovely. We're not going to go up before he retires anyway. So, sounds like that's his mistake, not mine. Right, let's have a look at these goalkeepers. One of them's got to be good enough to be a third choice, I would imagine. As long as they don't get any ideas above their station of being... I have no idea who Fatawu Awusu is. Or Asmar. Told ya. Is he good? Can I have him on trial? Just to get some sense of his ability? Probably not, but it's worth asking. Alright, Callum McKenna's in, that's good. That's been rejected. I'm just going to offer him a deal anyway, just to have a look. Good. We'll offer him a deal, and if he's rubbish, we'll sell him. But generally, if the media start connecting you with a young player, they probably have the potential, is my experience. It might be misguided, but so far Keith Rice is looking like the winner for our backup goalkeeper. Think it's going to be formerly of Coventry, who are a championship-ish club. Yes, he doesn't look great. I fully acknowledge that. But if I'm sorry, you think you're going to be my first choice goalkeeper? I think you can get to fuck, mate. Like, you could... Nah, I think we're done there. Evening, Mariners. Welcome in. Jeez, he's retiring at the end of the season. He must be my first choice. I don't think so. Charlie, why are we... What? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Anyway, Alassane Fofana. Wanted by Swansea. I didn't see anything about NXT yesterday. Let me have a look. I saw Evil appeared. Is that 28th? Oh, Lizzie Rain. Will Cruz as well. Wild. Wild. That's an odd signing. It's a really odd signing. Also, it's really interesting to see they're still signing people from Sid Scala's school because they cut ties with them. Charlie, why are you telling everyone to say thank you for what? We're not understanding. I mean, if you're just being irritating for the sake of being irritating, I just don't know. I don't know how we can help at this stage. I really don't. Who's being... I don't understand. My brain hurts. Who's being a legend? Are you being a legend? I say this as someone who has spent time around legends in many fields. My experience tends to be that the vast majority of legends, by which I mean 100% of the legends I've ever met, have never once required people to acknowledge them being a legend. Never once. And I say that as someone who has met many legends with reputations for being arseholes who didn't require anyone to ever acknowledge they were a legend. Why are you not finding the expired players? Good. Sure, I tried to sign this guy. Sure, I went in for him. Maybe I just couldn't afford him last time either. What's this here? Are you any good? No. How you got a B+ rating when you're clearly no good? Alright, we tried. I honestly can't think where else I need bodies where I haven't already got them, but alright, I'm not going to promise you I'm going to improve attackers, I'll be honest. I feel like I've done enough improving attack. Are you serious? You're coming as a backup, mate. Alright. Alright, I guess we make do. We make do with what we've got. We'll put McKenna on the thing, and then if I look at the squad planner, we're saying centre half maybe. I think we're saying centre half, aren't we? And a goalkeeper. Let's have a look for players who are listed for loan. Just see what's out there. Taron Hopewell. One of you guys is going to be ready for first team football, surely. Let's have a look. Loan-wise, that is very affordable, but I'm not being held down. Okay, I'll pretend I'm actually going to play him where you tell me to. I won't. Spoilers, I won't. Anything else here I should be aware of? Any other player? Gideon Kitenge. I mean, one of these guys is probably quite good for the Premier League, I'll be honest, but I'm not sure which one it would be. Ruben Letitia, clearly a man who believes in spaceships and aliens. Ooh. I'll have a look at him. What's going on, Mariners? Talk to me. Tell me what's occurring. I'll see if I can help. Wait, did I make a joke? Fuck, am I losing track of my own jokes now? Oh my word, it's happened. I completely forgot that had happened as soon as I made it. That was just words that came out of my face hole. I'm really sorry. That was almost an instinct to make fun of Matt Letitia. That's really poor. Man, if I ever meet Matt Letitia, he's going to have Nigel Farage punch me in the face or something. Oh no, Rupert Lowe's his mate, isn't it? Rupert Lowe's his mate. Backup? Okay, we'll play Simon as a first choice goalkeeper. Yeah, we will. Yeah, we will. Oh, I can have a striker too. Oh my word, I need a striker. No, I genuinely forgot. I genuinely forgot there were no aliens destroying my brain. I genuinely forgot what I'd said less than 5 minutes before that. As always, I have to preface these things with I've been hit in the head a lot of times. It is not unusual for me to completely forget a conversation I've just had. For example, when I sat down at my desk earlier to do some editing, I had the editing program open, like I'd left it open overnight, and I'd clearly been in the middle of editing before I went to bed and got distracted by something on TV or whatever. And I was like, how the fuck is that already edited? And then I had this moment where I was genuinely there like, did I edit in my sleep? It was a whole thing. Okay, DJ, I'm not sure why I needed that information, I'll be honest. I cannot imagine a world in which that was information I needed. Cannot imagine a world in which I needed to know what you were doing right now. Unless it was something cool, like skydiving. I'm good, thank you. I'm good. How are you? Yeah, we'll take him. Just because as many goals as I can find are really going to help. I'll be honest. Every goal I can possibly find is going to help at this stage. cannot hurt to have a few extra strapping young men around in chat. Sorry, I mean in the squad. My brain. Fuck me. What's wrong with my brain today? Aside from the fact I've been hitting the chair a lot. You have an interesting conversational style, DJ. It's one that, dare I say, screams not near schools. If I'm honest. Right, he can come out of the squad now. He can come out of the squad now. That's a great start. And then he can go in the squad. So can he. You're leaving anyway, so you can come out of the squad. You can go into the squad. And then where did that goalkeeper go? Simon Fred. He thought he was going to be my first choice goalkeeper. Buddy boy. Buddy boy. I don't think you were ever going to be our first choice goalkeeper. Well, I see the vision, I see the potential. I just don't see in what world he thought he was going to be first choice goalkeeper, where I'm sat here wondering who I remove from the squad to justify him being in it. But obviously he does have to be put in the squad. Two months old. Yeah, it's not the first time he's appeared in chat either. There is a possibility it was someone I meant to like ban or something and just forgot, or you know. We all know what I'm like by now. Can I really not go to Andy Samson Cook? Like, I'm not against having as many defenders as possible in a relegation fight, but also, can I not get any of these guys out the door today? Can I seriously not get any of these guys out the door today? One of you has to be able to get me something. Can I have the registration screen? Thanks, registration screen. It'd be really nice if I could see that. Can I get you to get an offer in, maybe? Oh, it's really annoying that I have to keep going back in this way. Someone's going to find me an offer. And then whoever goes will be replaced by Simon French in the squad. And then we're good, because he's a striker that might score some goals. You'd hope. And if he can't, then I've got an extra winger. And another striker that might score some goals, who can also play as a winger, or possibly as a 10. Possibly as a cheeky little 10. Was one of those guys left foot? I should have checked, really. Wello. We might just have found a friend. My favourite match I ever had. It's a really tough one. Feels as though I should have a ready answer to. I had a really good match once. It was a charity show I did. Actually, it was my last match, funnily enough. Where I got to team with Ricky and Soraya Knight. Up against three friends of ours who Sadly, I can't name two of them because they did something naughty. But it was really lovely. I didn't know it was my last match at the time, and I'd known Ricky and Ryder for ages, and I'd never got a chance to work with them. So yeah, sadly cannot name two of the other people on the other side. But yeah, my last one was my favourite. So I didn't know it was my last one at the time. But it was really nice to be able to team with the Knights. What WWE celebs have you met? Half the roster. I've known a lot of that roster for a very long time. How does the script work? Is it all scripted? Yes. I'm 99% of it. You can never account for variables. But yeah, like I say, I've known the Knights for ages. So I've known Paige since she was 13, 14. Very long time. So, yeah. I have never met the Usos. There's not really any occasion where I would have crossed paths with them, to be honest. Like, we were never in the same company at the same time. Because they went pretty much straight to WWE, and I was already half retired by the time they got there, so... Like, I've met their dad, but it's not super impressive. He gets around enough. Striker. I think we put him up top. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Actually, I say I know half the roster. I know less of the roster now because like 4 of my friends got released this week. So, less than I did. Oh, I had several. I had a reputation for being able to adapt to other people's styles quite well, like to mimic other people's styles quite well. So it also wasn't unusual for me to end up being volunteered under a mask if someone was hurt. So I've been around. Favourite men and women wrestler that I met? I've never done El Generico, sadly. I have loved to have had a go at El Generico. Um, it depends how you define favourite. Like, in terms of who was nicest, um, AJ Styles is lovely. AJ Styles is a lovely bloke. I was not El Generico, I'm sorry. I'm clearly not El Generico because I'm not looking after any orphans in Mexico. AJ Styles is lovely. Ron Killings is a lovely fella. R-Truth, lovely bloke. Weirdly, I speak to him quite often. I couldn't even tell you how we got to know each other. I think we cracked some gags back and forth at random on Twitter, and he just sort of started DMing me because apparently he thought I was funny. Making sure I'm getting my registration in properly. Why are you saying registration? Why would registration be closed after I complete a loan? I'm definitely not Al Grande Americano. Nicest female wrestler I ever met. That's a hard one to judge because Like, I'd say Paige is lovely, but again, I've known her since she was a kid, so I'm used to being around her. Um, Alba Fire's quite nice. The Kaylee Ray, who recently got released, she's very nice. She's a nice human being to be around. I don't understand why it's saying I can't register that guy for the squad. So deadline pass is there, and usually you get like a. Oh, I clicked right through it. Oh, hang on. Alright, that was on me. That was, I should always read your emails. Is Paige Soraya professional? What? So Paige was Soraya in AEW. Her mum is also called Soraya. Oh, Florence Pugh is lovely. Florence Pugh is lovely. But I'm not sure I'd count her as a wrestler. Um, I'm just trying to think like who else I'd say. Who I like. They don't really surprise me. Um, I can't see if I've been like surprised someone was nice. Most people in wrestling are quite nice. Uh, oh, Bailey's lovely, but then you expect her to be lovely. Becky's lovely if you catch her on a good day, and if you catch her on a bad day, she's horrible. Uh, but she always apologises afterwards. I've never met the Undertaker. Again, he and I have never been in the same place at the same time. He's been with WWE since 1991. 1990. It was what, September 1990 or something, wasn't it? So like, I haven't crossed paths with them. The Bucks are fucking awful. The Bucks are the fucking worst. I have never met two more detestable human beings. Which is another reason why I'm definitely never going to get a job at AEW. Because I will openly say the words that the Bucks are detestable fucking human beings. Oh, they can throw super kicks all day, but they can't have a decent match, so fuck them. I mean, it's just being old, Charlie. When you're old and loosely involved in the entertainment industry most of your life, you'll have the odd random story. But I wouldn't say like I've got more stories than like the average child actor would have. But it's like I met Triple H once. I'd say completely at random, but it wasn't entirely at random. And like I didn't really get a chance to chat to him. But I said hello, he said hello back, he was perfectly cordial, you know. Also very busy. So you know. And of all the people that could definitely get away with big timing you, he's on that list. But also, you know, we were in a lift together, so you have to be a little bit polite, don't you? It's just an thing that happened. He's also fucking enormous. Like, TV does not do justice to how big that guy is. Like, I'm not big by any stretch of the imagination, but like, I'm also not 5'2", but he makes me look 5'2". It's a big boy. I appear to have some players injured that I didn't want to be injured. That's problematic. Alright, so I guess we're going to see what Mwamba's like at left back. And Clark. I'm going to put Broadley in. Just because I want to see what he can do. And I'll replace him on the bench with Rennell, who's going to be my kind of backup, or my go-to backup. Can you play left back at all? You can't. Can you play left back at all? You can. Okay. Good. That'll help. Okay, right. I'm going to be back in 30 seconds or so. You guys are in charge. Make sure we beat Sheffield United. I believe in you. I trust you all immensely to make sure we win this game. Or at least the first half of this game, whilst I sort out this random spot that's appeared. And, you know, we'll go from there, really, once we get into the game, which hopefully is about to happen. Come on. Any day now. Any day. There we go. Go out and impress me. Make a difference. Blah, 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 blah. I will tell you a story when I get back, Leon. 1 second. Are we winning yet? About me or whoever, make it good. Oh, okay. That's a very broad. It's a very broad instruction. No, it's just like, here's a phone book, tell me a story about a person, you know? Um, so one of my, I guess, rarer friendships in wrestling was, and I say rarer just because of how random it was. I was really good friends with Paul Bearer, who, as you'll know, was the Undertaker's manager for many years. Um, and the reason that came to be was literally so early days of the internet. Everyone had a website in the early days of the internet because we were all told that if anyone was ever going to take you seriously at anything in life, you had to have your own website and all that bollocks, right? And I was young and I just wanted to learn stuff, so I would contact unsolicited because I was like 18, 19, and I was a kid and I do semi-stupid things, I guess. Anyone I could just to pick their brains and ask them for advice on how to get places in wrestling, which I would stand by as being a good thing to do. Just asking advice for anyone that wanted to get into the business would be something I'd recommend doing. But he had a website. I sent him an email. I was like, "Look, I'm a young wrestler. Have you got anything you could teach me?" And we went back and forth. Like, "Hey, send me some tapes or whatever, and I'll watch the tapes and I'll send you like an idea of what you could improve on." So I took him up on his very kind offer. Sent him some tapes, actual VHS tapes, not DVDs or like YouTube links, because it was a pre-YouTube life, which I had to get converted to NTSC, by the way, before I sent them to Alabama, which I had to figure out how to do, but it was doable. And I sent them over, and I was expecting like, I'll get an email back like, "Yeah, I watched your match. Here's a paragraph of random things I spotted. Good luck, kid. Here we go." No. He sends me a Word document, which I still have somewhere. 15 pages long of every single thing I spotted and how he spotted in there and how it could be improved. And then he said, like, "If you've got any questions, ask me." We go back and forth for a while. Long story short, he was still watching my stuff a year later, and every time I'd send him stuff, he'd send me detailed notes. And then if he saw something that, like, I was doing wrong, but he couldn't put his finger on how I fix it, like something technical maybe, or something he couldn't explain the mechanics of doing better, he'd refer me to someone else. So he referred me because I was having issues. So he didn't like the way I was timing suplexes, or something really stupid like that. And he decided there was an art to it I needed to learn. He didn't know what to teach me, so he then put me in touch with Chavo Guerrero Sr. to learn that. And it was always a magical mystery tour. It was always a magical mystery tour of what I'd end up doing, or what I'd end up getting back from him. But he was a lovely guy. Like, he would put me in touch with people like Cornette at random. Who else? Mil Mascaras, I think he tried to put me in touch with once. It's very odd. But always like, "Yeah, I can't teach you this. This is the guy who can." The guy it felt like he knew everybody. Just one of those guys who knew everybody, but lovely bloke. And I have to be very careful what stories I tell, because if you got him into a conversation, it could get interesting. The man could tell stories, and he had a reputation, I later learned, in WWE for being a guy that you could trust with your life but not with your bag. Not that he'd steal from you, but like if you left him in the locker room with your stuff long enough, he was probably going to rib you. And like, whilst I always found him to be personable and very funny, I always found him to be very, very trustworthy. So when I started hearing stories like, "Oh, Bearer will rib you, he'll rib you any chance he got," it was like I found out a different person existed. Because he never once, to my knowledge, tried to rib me. He'd always been very genuinely lovely and supportive, and went well out of his way, because he would have well on his rights when I emailed him to say, hey, you got any advice? Just go, yeah, leave me alone, piss off, kid. And he didn't. He never did. But I was very lucky that he introduced me to Dusty Wolf, who used to work in WWE in the 80s, who is still a friend of mine to this day and still gives me life advice, not just like wrestling advice. He's now a university professor, and he just gives me life advice. Like, he also wrote me a reference when I tried to get into university to support my my university statement. So yeah, there's a weird story. In many ways, meeting, largely because I was a precocious twat as a kid, meeting Paul Bearer via the internet made my life better. There you go, there's a random wrestling story for you. We probably weren't expecting. Also, I've just seen the name of that guy Liam Band. Fascist thickness. I love how these bots just choose random dictionary words to go together and no one thinks they should maybe check that. But yeah, there you go. We weren't expecting a Paul Bearer story, but there we are. There are always stories I can't tell. There are a few people on the list I probably would say I can't tell some stories. Yeah, it does. So, Hindo, God love him, told me there's a way in the back end you can ban certain words from appearing, and he blocked Streamboo. And ever since then, I've had everything but Streamboo. I don't know if the bots are just like, oh, we'll try the Streamboo message, and if it blocks that, then we do this. But I was sitting and asking him how to do it. Yun has the word viewers banned. I don't hate that. I also don't know how to do that. Hang on, let me go into the back end and see if I can figure out how I do that. How I ended up with Jack on a tab is because I raided Jack last night. Outstanding. I'm so smart. Moderation settings. This is knowledge I was going to ask you for purely because if there's one person who mods for everybody, it's definitely you. There we go. Blocked terms and phrases. Excellent. Let's do that. Absolutely the way. And we'll push it now in there because I've just seen it and I've got the thing open. There we go. That's a good update. I'm glad I found that. That's why I apologise. I've got Bourbons. I needed them. Oh, Samson Cook's going to leave. Thank Christ for that. Take him. Charlie comment is gone. That can go to the physio. Was that 3 weeks or something? Sure we'll survive. Just about. It's not like he was showing the makings of being a 50-goal a season striker, was it? He may have been a misstep that we make some money on later. So, you know, that's life. Bournemouth then. Bournemouth up next. hopefully, we are going to beat them. Because we have slipped back into the relegation zone, which I'm not a huge fan of. So if we can beat Bournemouth, I would be pretty happy about that. Right. Commons was the number 9 on my list. So if we put Lamb in there. Jordan is back, which is great, because then we can put him back on at left back. Feel like Clark should be in the team somewhere. Let's move Rennell down. And then both our midfielders could do with a rest, couldn't they? Let's try that. Was there a better option than Farmer? I know Williams is. It's fine. Oh, why can't De Ceteris play? Why is De Ceteris missing? Oh, it's ineligible. Parent club. Naturally parent club. Alright then, Racine is going there then. I think we'll put... Is Irazuki better? No real change. Who's the more creative player? Oddly, it's Hackney. I didn't expect that. Okay. And then we'll put, I guess, Porter for Datseris. We'll see if Racine can get us a goal. See if Racine can get us a goal. What was I doing? What on earth was I doing? I'm sure I'll figure it out. It'll be fine. Right, let's go. Let's go beat Bournemouth, please. I think he might. I think evil might keep being evil. I could make it follow only chat. That's true. I could. There's definitely a button for that. Let's go there. There we go. I do remember that. I found it really, really funny. Really, really funny. I've known Mariah for a really long time. And she had never once met... So in an interview she was going, oh, I always hated being called Mariah May. I was like, you literally chose that name because it's your name, Mariah. Why are you giving an interview saying how much you hated the name? You chose it. Oof. So fun fact, I gave Mariah May her first ever title. I was literally the person that made her a champion for the first time in her career. There's a fun fact for you. And I'm very proud of her. Always knew she was going to be a massive star. That was at United Wrestling. In fact, you might be able to see the match on YouTube. If I can find it. Is it there somewhere? There are highlights there, I'm sure. Make sure my volume is turned off. There we go. There's the video of her winning her first ever title. She swore at me so much that night. So, long story, very short with that. The promotion, I was just sort of agenting / helping book at the time, and I was the one that had been like, make her the champion. Trust me, make her the champion. I just told them like she needs to be the champ. Anyway, we'd set up that night. There was going to be a 6-way match for the title that was vacant at the time, and we did like this opening promo where everyone came out and like they got introduced to the crowd and they waved, they said a few words back and forth, standard stuff. And all we told them before the show was who was going to be in the match. And then they all came back from doing this. And I pulled her aside and went, Mariah, you're leaving with the title tonight. And she was just, fuck off. And I went, no, Mariah, you're going to be the champion tonight. You're winning the match. You're the champion. And she was, why wouldn't you tell me before I go out there? And I was like, and I literally stood there and I went, 3, 2, 1. And she started crying. I was like, and that's why. That is why I didn't tell you before you went out there that you were winning the title tonight, because I did not want you crying when you were out there. I was like, Mariah, I know you very well. And I knew if I told you before you walked through that curtain, you were going to be in tears when you got to the ring. And we were all throwing money away. She was not... Once she got her head round it and got herself sorted out and stuff, she was like, I understand now. I get it. I get what you didn't tell me. But yeah, lovely. She's a lovely human being, is Mariah. She does occasionally pop up and message me on Discord or somewhere. Sometimes on Twitter, which is always weird. Especially because I wasn't aware she'd changed her name when she came into NXT, so I got this message like, the fuck is Blake Monroe? It's really odd. Like, I got a message from her like 3 days after she signed or something, because I hadn't been watching NXT or paying attention to any news. I was like, who is that? Do I want to talk to them? Turns out I did. I've got to fix that. But yeah, that was just before the wrestling version of Me Too started, and then we found out a bunch of stuff about some people, and when I say we found out a bunch of stuff, Mariah started talking about some things she'd experienced, and then I got added to a group chat with a bunch of other people who'd experienced some shit, and I heard some stories, and that's why The British wrestling scene post-COVID looks very different to the wrestling scene pre-COVID. A lot of people try and tell you they retired or they cut back their bookings. They didn't do it voluntarily. It's also the reason Sid Scala left WWE, but that's none of my business.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
I will say my experience with Sid Scala was not a good one, so... Especially because like, when I first met Sid Scala, I had no idea who the fuck he was. It will do, eventually. But yeah, when I first met Sid Scala, I had no idea who the fuck he was, and he walked into the building like he owned the place, and like everyone should give a shit about him. Started ordering me around, and I was like, sorry kid, who the fuck are you? He's like, I'm Sid Scala. Good for you, mate. Why do I care? Why are you acting like you're a thing? I'm with NXT UK. No one watches, mate. Literally nobody is watching that shit. So he was the Deputy General Manager of NXT UK. Appeared on TV about 4 times. Walked around like he had a 12-foot cock. Absolute prick. And he's only like 5'1". Like, kid, you're going nowhere in the business, and also, why do I care about you? Very annoyed that I can't register that guy that I had in loan. Very annoyed. Anyway, on a lighter note, she says not able to find the window she was looking for at all. It's my professional opinion that with about 2 weeks before we have to play, or about a week and a half before we have to play Cambridge, staying up, we'll see. It is my professional opinion, though, that it might be time, and I'm boldly assuming everyone's up for this, for a rousing game of Scrandle. So, just to kill some time while the game does its thing. For those who are new to Scrandle, basically we're going to see 2 pictures of food, and you're going to vote in chat by saying either left or right. Which one would you rather put in your face hole? It's a very simple game for very simple people like me. And our first options come from Cheltenham Town and Hartley Wintney FC. I'm not a big fan of cheese either. Benny's saying right, Benny knows the rules. We've got a smash burger or a cheeseburger. They're both cheese. We're going right, I'm guessing. Simon's in for a right. It's weird. The user list was saying you weren't around anymore. I think we're going right. Happy days. Right now, this is where it gets serious because we're on a streak. So, we've got 10 out of 10 the last 2 times we've played. So we've got to focus up and smash this. The left one was the English, whether it's a burger. So we can have a lasagna eaten with a credit card at Leeds. That is a Halifax Bank credit card, by the way. Fun fact. It's very fucking. That's a very fucking depressing thing to end up doing in your life. Or the right is chips and curry. So there is no gravy on it. That is curry on the old the chips. So we've got two rights, a left. Simon, I feel like when you're at a stage where you'd rather eat lasagna with a credit card than chips with curry, something has gone awfully wrong with the chips with curry. But we've got 2 votes for a right, so we're going to have to go right, and it wins just. Alright, next up we have a popcorn with a soda from Dodgers Stadium in California. It's not at a football match, they're cheating, but it comes with anime girls, so I think we know which way Benny's going. It is £17 though for popcorn with a soda. Or Croydon are offering jerk chicken for a tenner with what I'm assuming is supposed to be coleslaw, maybe mash, or some combination of the two. And there's some rice hiding in there. You will have to sell your kidney for the right one. Called it. But we've got 2 votes for the right, so we're going right, and it wins. Alright, so on the left we have Potsdam offering free potatoes from the grave of King Frederick XI. I'm sure there's a story there, I don't know it. Or Ahmed bin Ali Stadium in Qatar are offering a spinach fataya. I don't know what a fataya is. For £3.40. I don't like spinach. That looks a bit like... What's some fucking things called? It's going to be a word that's really common. What are the things you get from the Indian takeaway? Bhaji. It looks like a bhaji. It's eating the pitching option. Sadly not. Sadly not. Samosa. That was the word I was looking for. It's true. Who Wants Dead Guys Potatoes is fair. We're going right. We've won. It was close. It was probably closer than that should have been, if I'm honest. Alright. Manaus FC in Brazil are offering a fried banana for £1, which is the most Scottish thing I'd imagine Brazil having. Or Mikolova are offering spicy samosas, ironically, for £5. We've got one right, we've got one left. Benny says fried banana is good. We're going left then with the majority rules nature of the game. We've let ourselves down. We don't know if it was plantain or not. Right. The Accor Arena in Sydney are offering this sad looking fucking cheeseburger for £7.80. Or Histon are offering this fish finger baguette with leaves for £4.50. Now we've seen the fish finger baguette before. It is a great game. We've got a right. We've got 2 rights. It's because I have put viewers on the ban list. I will fix that whilst you make a choice, and then I will... Can I make stream elements a mod? Does it let me do that? I can. Yeah, that should be fine. Ah, Benny bringing the knowledge. Yeah, I'll try it with just making stream elements a mod for now, and hopefully that will fix it, because you guys can post whatever you like. So I've got 2 rights. I guess we're going majority rights. Don't know how Simon feels about this debacle. I know that's fine. We've got enough rights. We're going right. Let's reset. I got distracted. Right, we've got a chicken curry and rice with a bottle of Moretti for £9.95 at Shamrock Rovers. That's an Iceland ready meal. That's what all I'm saying. That's an Iceland ready meal for a tenner. Or a churro with with blue edible glitter in the number and shirt colour of a favourite player for £3.20. Churros are incredible. It's not a blue waffle churro, Benny. That's edible glitter. Why is the Kraken on a plate? I don't know. Alright, we've got two lefts. But that genuinely looks cracking. I'm all for that. The microwave meal is one. Okay. Cheeseburger and fries, condiments and toppings free, but apparently cooking it fully isn't. That's from the Skagit Speedway in Washington State. That's what WA is, isn't it? WA, Washington State. Somewhere. Yeah, cooked on a heated argument, that's the one. And those chips have never seen the inside of a fryer. Or we can have a suckling pig sandwich, which I don't think of pork as being a dry meat, but that looks really dry for £7.50. Left looks shit and right is a piglet. Do you know what? That's fair. That's fair. So I'm going to have to make a choice. So I'm not sure you could eat those chips, Mariners. I think I'm going to reluctantly go right. As much as I hate the idea of eating baby pig, I think it's less likely to kill me. Okay. Right, Gornal Athletic. Bacon cheeseburger, £6. Basic as it gets, it's all properly cooked. The burger is the same size as the bun because they've thought it through, they know what they're doing. Or Holstein Kiel have offered a bratwurst with mustard for £3.50. Mariners are saying left. I don't know if it's just me, but when the burger is bigger than the bread, it puts me off eating the burger. It's really odd. It just doesn't look right. It feels wrong. Someone's going left. Benny's saying left. Not a bad dog. I mean, I don't know why it's covered in a line of string cheese. But we're going left, and left is one. I know it says it's mustard, but it looks like that awful string cheese shit you get in a can. Right. At Eamon DC Park, home of Bohemians in Ireland, curry, chips, and a cheesy dog. I think it means a cheesy hot dog, but we're not going to go there. Or Portsmouth are offering a chicken fajita pie, conveniently with a sticker on top of it to say it's a chicken fajita pie. Which are we going for? We've got one right, two right, three rights. We've swerved to the right, and it was wrong. Okay, slice of Domino's pizza at ER Reykjavik. £2.79 for a slice of Domino's pizza. Seems either really reasonable or really expensive, and I can't work out which. Or Snodland Town, which sounds like a place made up for a noddy book. Dirty fries, chips, cheese, barbecue pulled pork, 6 whole English pounds. The chips actually look cooked too, which is a rarity. But it still sounds like a place that Enid Blyton made up. There cannot be a place called Snodland. Probably, yeah, the pizza is burnt as fuck. It's true. To be fair though, no, look, shit. I can't offer anything. I believe we've been out vote. I was with you, Simon, but I think we're going left. It's lost. We were right, and I'm very curious now. Is Snodland a real place? I really want to know because it sounds like a place that was made up. Snodland is a town in the borough of Tunbridge and Malling in Kent. Fuck it, I might actually have been there. Oh no, I've been past it. So, Here's a weird fact. So Snodland is here in the middle of the map. West Malling here in Kent is where I trained to wrestle. So I've been very close to it, but I didn't know it existed. So that's fun. Doesn't happen to me often, being that close to a place and not knowing it was a thing. Anyway, we've arrived at the day of the Cambridge game, our big derby. I say our big derby, our former club who refused to take us back after we admittedly stabbed them in the back for a few quid to go to Scotland. But regardless, we're going to know a lot of the players we're up against today. And that feels important. Well, I put Mashevsky on the bench, you know. I might just sneak Mashevsky on the bench. Put Williams back in midfield. The Terrace can stay on the bench. That looks okay. Yeah. Indeed, Mill. Now, Benny, I know, is not a fan of the Millwall. Will be rooting for our failure so that we end up somewhere else quicker. But it's also going to be nice to see our boys from Cambridge. Who do I think gets relegated? These two. Probably Cambridge. Oh, look at all these players. Jack Carboni's still there. Pretty sure I signed Gonzalo Macias. Blackbeard King wearing the armband. There's a few players. Keelan Smithyman's still there. George Goddard's still there. Oh, West Ham and Spurs. Spurs. I think Spurs are done. They just don't seem to have any fight in them. I should have signed Keelan Smithyman. What is this fella wearing? What's he come as? Anyway, this is going to be really confusing for me because I'm going to forget who we are. So that will go well. Let's just try and win. Oh, I signed Tom Hilton as well, didn't I? He was really good for us. To be fair, they were all really good for us, but regardless. I wonder if Keelan Smithyman just like kept scoring after we left. There's no way to see their bench, is there? Is there a way to see their bench? I feel that's one of those bits from... Oh, you can get that information. Sorry, I want a side quest. Bear with. Can I see his goals? But I can. He didn't do so well without us, did he? Didn't do quite so well without us, but... Like when Lewis Hamilton pulled into the McLaren pits, exactly that. He wasn't even the first or last racing road to that. I mean, Vettel did it when he went to Ferrari as well, I think. I'm sure someone else did it as well. I think Yuki Tsunoda pulled into the wrong Red Bull garage at some stage last season too. I had to break the unfortunate news to my sister that there's a possibility that the Miami Grand Prix might be called off. on the weekend. And my sister has been desperate for F1 to come back because she just doesn't function without F1 on the weekends. And she was so sad. It's not confirmed that it'll be. I was like, I'd rather tell you now than have you find out on Friday. Well, to be fair, this isn't a case of why even bother getting wet tyres. There's a real possibility that Miami's going to get hit by a tropical thunderstorm over the weekend. Like, we're talking like hurricane force winds and lightning. It's definitely a bit beyond like acceptable safety margins for racing. I agree, they've got to have wet tyres and they should go racing when it's raining, but like from what I gather of the weather that might hit Miami over the weekend, it's less wet weather tyres and more build an arc. A really heavy arc. They should keep everyone safe. I mean, they're usually pretty good at keeping everyone safe. But yeah, just there is a real possibility there is not a Grand Prix this weekend. And I thought I would do my duty and warn her before I get frustrated text messages all weekend. Like, why did you tell me there was no racing? Because I can read a weather report and she can't. Even though, of the two of us, she's the fucking scientist. Apparently I have to read all the weather reports for her. Well, yeah, I mean, I assume they'll make the safest possible decision. I'd be very surprised if they didn't make the safest possible decision. It's only about a 50-50 chance it'll hit. But I'm glad they've at least put it out there like this might not be happening and this is why already. Because there's nothing more annoying than when things happen last minute in sports and then you have to deal with like every social media being fans complaining non-stop because I didn't know the race was going to be cancelled. Why didn't you tell me earlier the race was going to be cancelled? Because at least this one we've known since Wednesday. Read a fucking paper. Turn your phone on. Oh, Jane Mashevsky, I think it's supposed to be Jane Mashevsky, has scored. The youngster who I stuck on the bench largely because I didn't know I was to put on the bench, and I've sent on, and he's got a goal. And Jana Mashevsky, is he our goal-scoring hero that keeps us up? I mean, that extra few points now puts us back up into 21st. We're back up into serious business territory, which is nice. As I said, I'd like us to finish somewhere 12th or 13th would be the ideal for this season. And then we kind of go from there. Imagine if Mashevsky ends up being the goal scorer we needed and I've gone out and bought like 5 strikers. That'd be irritating. I found the person I needed all along in my reserves. Oh, don't do that to me. Oh, they've sent Keelan Smithyman on as well. It's written in the stars that he'll score against as well. William steps up. Gorkem is not a penalty-saving goalkeeper then. That's nice. Let's do an encourage. I don't see a replay of a penalty. Every penalty looks exactly the same. Just saying. Alright, come on, let's not faff around too much, but also let's please get the ball forward. Lovely. Except for there being no one who was Usain Bolt on the pitch to get there. It was a nice idea, but it wasn't going to come off for him. Let's try again. Right, Asheen. Come on, forward, forward. Lovely. Ah, what's with your passing, O'Sheen? What is with your passing? Who taught you to, like, do you need glasses? That was two genuinely terrible passes. Right. Good stuff. We're looking good. We are looking good. Right. Who is next up on the docket for us? Our next opposition as we try and scramble over the relegation line. I'm not going to do it last day like we did on St Mirren. I really hope we don't do it on the last day like at St Mirren. Like, it was great drama, but it was also unnecessary. So let's not do that again. We're still outside the relegation zone because I'm guessing Blackburn lost somewhere. No one used to be able to see at a glance. There is no Blackburn on that list. Oh, there is. They lost to Sunderland. Good. Good. Send an assistant to that. Happy days. Who's next? 6 unbeaten for us now. See, that's promotion form, that. Bloody Birmingham next, though. Less appealing. Followed by Wrexham. So, I'm not saying we've got to face a Mickey Mouse operation, but we sort of have to face a Mickey Mouse operation. Alright, he's back. He's back. He can go back onto the bench. Do feel a bit bad not playing Rennell, but yeah, needs must. Let's go. Let's go. Coventry have sacked their manager, so that's gone well for them. Boo Wrexham. I can't boo Wrexham. I quite like Wrexham. I quite like Wrexham. I met some lovely people when I went to the racecourse. Except the one person in the club shop that was super mean. Super mean. I mean, I say super mean. She was doing her job. I can't fault her for doing her job. But when I politely explained that, you know, I had travelled all the way up to the north, and it was my birthday, and it genuinely was my birthday, and I just wanted to go inside the little cafe bit and take a picture with Welshpool, with the Welshpool suit. And she goes, "I'm really sorry, I can't let you back there." And I was like, "Well, why not?" And she's like, "Because it's staff only." And I was like, "Well, A, I know the door's not locked. I've just seen someone come out of there and they didn't lock it after them. B, I'll be 30 seconds, come with me." Like, and she was like, "No, I can't do that." Like she was going to get shot for it. I was like, I'm pretty sure no one's going to notice. You'll be in a bit of a job's worth. But I get it. She was just doing her job, and I just travelled for 4.5 hours to see Welshpool and Chester Zoo, but we didn't mention that. But I travelled for 4.5 hours to see Welshpool, and she wouldn't let me have a picture taken with it. Bloody Grinch. The Grinch who stole my birthday. But anyway, let's go play Birmingham on the telly, shall we? Also, if you ever find your team are playing away at Wrexham, I recommend going up there, have a pint in the turf. Everyone in the turf is lovely. They are the nicest people. So there you go. Except for the woman in the club shop who's mean because she wouldn't let me have a picture taken with Welsh Bull. But everyone else up there was lovely. She and I may have a blood feud that will never end, but everyone else in Wrexham was lovely. Aw, come on, we can't lose to a fella whose name sounds like an adult website. What's a Hijizzle Doom? Does call for a coffin match. Think I'd win. She was about 60. Have a suspicion I'd win that one. Have a suspicion I can win that one just by waiting for 20 years. Threats was we were 5-3 in the 90 minute, ended 5-5. Do I remember that game? I don't know if I do. Like, it's one of those things that's probably in my memory somewhere. But, like, buried in concussions. Like, I vaguely remember it happening. Oh, hang on. That wasn't that when we were wasn't that at Swindon? Wasn't that the game where what's his face? The goalkeeper retired like straight afterwards because he decided he wasn't good enough because he conceded 5 against us. Was that not that one? Yeah, Ben Foster. Was that, did that not happen at the county ground? Was that at the racecourse? I just remember it being very funny that he retired because Swindon scored 5 past him. I just went, if a team this bad can put 5 past me, I am fucking done. Fair enough. Like, I fully respect it. At least he was honest. Because, I'll be honest, if any Swindon team ever had stuck 5 goals past me, you'd never see me in public again. I'm not even a goalkeeper. I remember the last Swindon side I saw that genuinely looked capable of scoring 5 goals in a game. Like, I know it's happened a few times, but, you know, so have miracles, apparently. Right, could you guys, I know this is a big ask, could you put in just a bit of effort? Like, I don't want to put too fine a point on this, but like Philip Jordan, I'm paying £400,000 a year. I don't think a little bit of running is too much to ask. This fella, nearly £1 million a year. Just a bit of work for it, is all I ask. Just a little bit of work. Maybe I'm wrong in thinking that if I'm paying someone, if someone's earning £1 million a year, I should expect them to run about a bit. Maybe I'm wrong. Especially if they're earning £1 million a year for being, say, a professional athlete. Just a little bit of running around. That's all I really want. Like, pretend you care, even if you don't. Oh, we're going to concede here. It's got goal written all over it. Ooh. Okay. Right. Jordan off for Mwamba, who's honestly not very good, but that's okay. Baldwin is coming off for Datseris. Not the other Ceres, Datseris. O'Sheen is coming on, and Racine is coming off for Commons, and Commons is finally going to score for us today. I don't know why I feel like he's going to finally score for us today. I have a vibe. I have a vibe. Oh, it was close. I have a vibe. Today is the day. He's finally going to score the goal for us. Like the superstar human machine of a man that he happens to potentially be if he can be bothered. Maybe. Go on, from here. From the free kick. Where is he? He's at the back post. He tried, sort of, by running away from it. Mwamba. Cut it back. Williams. I don't like it. I had such a good gag there as well because it was going to be a John Williams score. Oh, missed out. Blame him. You all missed out on my genius. Irasoki, go on, have a goal, please, guys. Anyone? Anyone score? Oh, another corner. Another corner. We've got to score from a corner today. I feel it. I feel it. Come on, let's have a corner. Corner goal. Anyone. We do need Gabriel on the end of it. I mean, to be fair, in this universe, Gabriel's like 70. David Clark. What a boy. What a boy. He'd only scored once before he got in. Now he's on 4 whole goals. It's crazy. He knows what he's doing. Clearly, he just didn't have the confidence before because no one had told him he was very special. He was a very special boy. And also, I don't know, other reasons. Like, I'll be honest, that one too, a little bit inspired. And he went, top bins, that'll do. Happy days, thank you very much. Now, let's do it again. But with a better gag attached. Because life's all about having a better gag attached. What? What? I just... What? That was ridiculous. What a strike. Like, fair play. If you're going to lose to a goal, it may as well look like that. Doesn't really help with the relegation fight, but if you're going to lose to a goal, that'll do. That'll do it. That's, you know, I'm not going to cry over that. I'll be honest. But where are we time-wise? Sai Maggio, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. How is the save going? How was the stream? Hope you are all well. Welcome to the journey. We've been everywhere. This probably isn't up to date because I forget to update it. Nope, that's not that one. It's the other one. So organised. There we go. We've left St Mirren and we've joined Millwall. It happened yesterday. But yeah, we've been on a mission. But welcome in. As I said, hope everything's going well, Simon. Hope you are well, of course. And yeah, welcome in the mass party of ratings. If you're not following Sai, please do. Thank you very much for putting up the follow. That was my next thing that I was about to do. And show the love, share the love, be the love, or other such wordsy things. But yes, hi, welcome in. I'm chasing lamely. Let's do it properly. I play mostly Football Manager, and other times not Football Manager. It's going well, Simon. It's going well. How are you? How are things with the stream, with the podcast, of course? All those other wonderful things. Because I feel like it's been a while since I've dropped in. Are you still on the same save you were on? Have you switched up finally, or is the beta still the beta? Officially, unofficially, maybe. You finally finished it. Excellent. Where have we moved on to now? Playing in Wales. I might have been in since you've been in Wales. I might have been in since you've been in Wales. Oh, were you at Drax? Oh, Clan Twit Major. Clan Twit Major, I remember. I think I have stopped in briefly. My brain tonight, Simon, is cooked. It's cooked, mate. It's absolutely cooked. I've been up since very early this morning, and I couldn't nap. And I don't know why I thought streaming was a good idea. But there we go. But yeah, they do have some amazing shirts. Yeah, we are currently trying to save Millwall from relegation from the Championship. We're in 2042. We're a little while into the future. We've been at this save a little while. We're only, a casual 16 or 17 seasons in, so we're a little bit in the future. But currently we're trying to save Millwall from the drop. We took over during the January window, so we've not been here that long. 11 games to play and some rescuage to happen. And we're about to play Disney's Wrexham. I assume it's a Disney production. Actually, technically they're 3D, so they're Pixar, right? Who knows? Anyway, we're about to play Deadpool's Wrexham and the other fella. Say the other fella, like he's inconsequential. We're going to play Deadpool's Wrexham, and just to show off how great this team is that we've put together in about 2 weeks, ignore up here. We're going to absolutely smash them for all of you lovely Raiders to get a proper, true experience of just how really, really good this team is when it's in full force. Would have been really nice if you come in for the game afterwards because it's against Coventry and their bottom. But you know what? Wrexham are a team we can damage. They're underdogs in this universe. Not against us, but because Ryan Reynolds sold them several years ago in this save. I remember that because we looked at some stage. Did we get goal of the month? It was scored against us, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. Oh, it was. It was the A.O. Taylor goal. Oh, it was a magical strike. It's a magical strike. Yeah, so Wrexham, currently 13th. That's where I'm aiming to finish, so I need to beat them, basically. So that's going to be our mission. Try and beat the once mighty Wrexham. I say once mighty. I don't think they actually made it to the Premier League in this universe. If I'm honest, that's worked really well. Love when I click on a thing, it does a different thing entirely. They have... Let's just compare them with Lincoln. Yeah, they've never made it to the Premier League. Their record finish in the Championship is 5th. Could have just looked there. But the Disney gang have been gone in this universe since 2034. Indeed, until next week. It's not overly tempting fate. Actually, I'd really like to see them go up. I'm not gonna lie. I'd love to see them go up. Millwall less so, but I would like to see them go up just because I think it would be good for football if they did. Right, we're going to try and make this happen, and hopefully you're going to be my lucky charms. Not like the cereal that's 99% sugar, obviously, because I swear if a raid gives me diabetes, then we've got bigger drama. But hopefully you'll be lucky for us in that we'll achieve a win, because we do need to do that. We were, until the last match, 6 games unbeaten, and then Birmingham showed up. But it's okay, it's fine, we're underway, and for the first time, I think, in ages, I've actually got a team against me whose kits have loaded in properly. Don't know if anyone else has this issue. For some reason, the kits never load in properly for me, and I don't know why. I've got it on the highest graphics settings. There is no good reason kits shouldn't be loading in. As far as I'm aware, every kit in the Football League is licensed, but I've never had them load in for me. Or in the Premier League. They always work at like National League and below, but this is the first time I've seen a kit work at any other level. And I don't know why it's chosen to be now. Sure, there's a thing I'm missing, but frankly, I don't know what it is. Google's not helped. I even asked the infernal AI because I ran out of ideas, and it was like, you can download kit packs. I was like, I know I can, but they should be in the base. How the fuck have you missed that? How has he missed that? He was 3 feet from an open goal. I don't know if it's possible to miss that. Anyway, yeah. I asked the interwebs, and it was like, just you can install kit packs, but I'm pretty sure everyone else I see play this game has the kits loaded. How you're a striker, how have you missed that? How have... For context, I brought that striker in on loan to score me goals, and he's not done it yet. And goals are a thing we're going to need to stay up. So that's a fun time. Let's play for the set pieces in a second, because we're going to need to, because I feel like that might be our best chance of getting goals. And hopefully we'll pull it off. Let's win the ball back. It does require one of you to try tackling, or the linesman to feel really generous. I'll take that. We're gonna get a corner, a free kick, better still. Come on, Gary Hackney. That's not how you do that. He's supposed to be quite good. Evidence is lacking. Right. Keep working hard. We can win this. Grab these fellas who aren't performing. Tell them to be better. And then tell everyone else to believe in themselves. If you believe it, you can achieve it. Or some such something or other. Jesus wept. We can't even get a kick off right. That's a free kick. We'll take that. As long as Hackney can score this one. Apparently it's an ideal position for him. He's a brand newish signing. There's a very heated topic in Union's chat. Did someone mention dinosaurs again? Said hard work doesn't always yield results. It's true. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. For example, if I was to work very hard and buy 500 lottery scratch cards, I could very much and very likely not win my money back. but I'd still have worked hard to do it. Why have we given away a penalty? I know a lot of people who have worked very hard their entire lives and don't have a pot to piss in. There is no correlation between work ethic and success. And I always think it's always who is more talented or has better opportunities than luck. It is. Everything in life is about that. The other perfect analogy for it is like you can run really hard on the spot, but you're not going anywhere. You'll still work up a sweat, but you're not going to end up moving because you're running on the spot. Yeah, I mean, in the nicest way, you also have to bear in mind that Yoon is American and they get taught this shit at school from when they're really tiny. I don't mean that disrespectfully to our American friends, but they get taught from a very early age that if you work hard, you can achieve anything you want and the world will hand you whatever you want, and it's bollocks. But because they've had it programmed into them since they were babies, they refuse to believe it's not true. Which is odd for a country that is so demonstrably not a meritocracy. But, again, you can't train out of them. Yeah, the myth of the log cabin to the right White House, exactly. So they all get told as kids, anyone can be president. No, you have to be born into money. You have to be born into money to have any chance of being president. I'm really sorry, but that's just how that works. Yeah. So, factually, hard work does not always yield results. And I would reject any belief otherwise because it's fairy dust. But alas, some people won't be told. Yes, I am forcing a goal for him because he's played like 9 games so far and not scored. Okay, he's off the mark. Hopefully, he'll get the feeling for scoring goals now. I think this is what I did with Kellyman as well. DJ, I didn't time you out. Simon timed you out, and I suspect it was for odd messaging, if I'm honest. It's usually the way. I don't know how long the timeout was for. I didn't set it. Any writing projects? I do have a couple. I'm currently working on my second novel, which is a detective novel. I say 2. I've got loads of like outlines in notes and things in drawers. Figurative ones, not literal ones, because it's not the 1980s anymore. And I'm also working on a time loop sci-fi screenplay that I might turn into a book. But it feels... It's got, like, screenplay vibes at the moment. It feels like a screenplay. But yeah, those are the 2 things I'm mostly working on. I'm happy to teach you, Mariners. If you want to learn how to write screenplays, I'm happy to I can spend some time with you on Discord or whatever. I can sort of teach you the basics. I don't mean like the obvious basics. Like you'll figure out very quickly how to like structure one. But I'm more than happy to spend some time with you and like teach you the ropes if you'd like to learn. what I do find is I write screenplays faster than I write prose. Not just because it's less words, but because I see it in my head and I write it down. Which is harder to do with prose so much, because you have to do so much more of the internal psychology of characters with prose. Yeah, do it. You can, if drop me a message on Discord if you come up with anything, and I'm happy to sit down and help you work out how to do it and all that kind of stuff. More than happy to sit down and spend that time with you. I mean, I've been writing screenplays since 1997. I've picked up the odd trick here and there. So and I've done some professional teaching of screenwriting and other things. So I know my way around a copy of Final Draft. Although I say that, I have just started using Writer Solo, and I don't know if I'm a fan or not. I don't know if I'm going to switch back to Final Draft. I think it's just because I'm not used to it yet. So I'm gonna finish this screenplay in Solo, and then I'm gonna feel it out from there. I was never a fan of Fade In, but I can't remember why I wasn't a fan of Fade In. Was it something with the interface or the file saving or something? It's one of those things where I know if I opened up a copy of Fade In, I'd immediately like, oh, that's what I hated. But without it in front of me, my brain's not answering questions. But we did beat a small club known as Wrexham FC. We're about 13 points from safety with 10 games to go, which is pretty good. Wow. I saw that, DJ, and that's pretty much the fastest way to get yourself kicked the fuck out, if I'm honest. That'll do. Problem solved, and don't come back. There we go. Right, sorry, dealing with a YouTube chat. Honestly, embarrassment, to be honest. Apparently everyone in the stream is a coward. I mean, I've literally jumped off a balcony through a pile of barbed wire, but I'm definitely a coward, okay? Scared shitless of some kid in chat. Scared shitless of them. Clearly. As we all know. Right, I'm thinking, I don't know, it's one of those things where if it wasn't easier just to stream it, it can't have been Matt Jackson, he'd have run away at the sight of a human. It's just easier to have it streaming on YouTube for the VOD. But maybe I need to reconsider that, because it saves me the step of like recording the stream, then editing it and putting it up there. I'm thinking one more match against Coventry, and then we'll go and raid out. That's my plan. That's my plan. We will raid out after we've played Coventry. Because that feels like all the... that's a great shout. Fair enough, Simon. See you very likely tomorrow, where we will finish off the season tomorrow, for sure. I'm going to try and go live earlier tomorrow, because all my editing is done. So, hopefully, that'll be a thing we can make happen. But yeah, thank you for being here and for the excellent moderational skills. We're going to play one more match against the mighty bottom of the table Coventry City. And, yeah. Do I have a favourite book I've ever read? My favourite book of all time is Wuthering Heights. People find that really surprising for some reason. But my favourite book of all time is Wuthering Heights. And I think it's because... I mean, it's a great story. Obviously, one of the greatest pieces of English literature in history, in my opinion. But what I really think is remarkable about Wuthering Heights is that it is cinematic from an era before cinema. I love when you ban someone from YouTube chat and they create a brand new account just to insult you, like you're gonna suddenly unban their favourite account. Like, I think we need to have a little look at the settings on YouTube chat, because apparently someone with an IQ of 3 keeps getting in there. Anyway, yeah. Wuthering Heights was a wonderfully cinematic book from an era where cinema was inconceivable. It's got some beautiful imagery in there, and it's just a really good example of how to tell a story of class conflict without being patronising as well. I feel like I answered that question in way more detail than it needed to. I've never read The Nightingale. I'm aware of it, I've just never read it. I think my sister has read it. I know I've seen a copy of the book. I try and give, well, like, it's so easy to just, oh, what's your favourite whatever, to just be like, yeah, I like this one. But we all know it's like, I say we all know. Maybe I'm somehow unique or weird in this. But I always think that's not the question you were asked. Like, the question implies, yes, but why? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'd be a terrible podcast guest, who knows? How dare I give long thought out answers to questions. You just want me to tell stories about, I don't know, some wrestling shit that happened 20 years ago, some beef I had with someone. Not well thought out responses. Whilst occasionally cracking jokes about Matt Letizia, because fuck that guy. Let's carry on our performance from the last match. Have faith in you. Go in a football match, please, guys. Thanks. Love it. Let's go. Let's go to the den. New den? It's a new den, isn't it? It's not the old den or the original den. They built a new one and couldn't think of a good name for it, so they just went, it's a new den. To be fair, it was Millwall in like the 90s. What level of intellect were you expecting? It's Stadium to Smash. There is no conspiracy about smoke in the sky. It isn't how science works. It's true. I'm going to say that out loud. There is no such thing as chemtrails. Never been a thing. Some people have just never seen water vapour, which is amazing because it means you've never boiled a kettle. That's the most impressive thing about people who think chemtrails are a thing. They have logically never once boiled a kettle nor taken a hot shower. I mean, the second one I can believe. I can believe that there are people who've in that circle who've never taken a shower. But you'd have boiled water for something at some stage, surely. Like, is that just me? But then I'm like that with a lot of conspiracy theory stuff. Like, you know, people are like, Oh, I got abducted by aliens. Really? Did you? Because I'm going to be honest with you. If there were aliens with the technology to get here and kidnap people without being detected, why the fuck are they taking Billy Bob and not, say, I don't know, Carol Vorderman? Play with a cap on the pitch for the semi-final at Wembley. Was it made of tinfoil? Because I think they're the only ones he actually wears are the ones that are made of tinfoil. I have to assume. But I just feel like we live in a world with so many smart people, yet it's always the dumbest people that get abducted by aliens. And like, I don't think anyone's getting abducted by aliens because they'd come for the smart ones. Come on, let's have a goal. Have a goal. Get level against the worst team in the league. Fuck. I hate when that happens, and not just because they missed the penalty, but because their rating just plummets after that. Like, they never recover their rating. Like, he now basically doesn't exist in this game. Unless I get another penalty and he takes it and he scores it to get his rating back up to like a 6.6. There's no chance he comes back into this game now. That's the bit that really drives me mad. That's the bit that gets to me. Let's take him out before he does any more damage. Sending Commons. He's got nervous because he knew the second that penalty was missed, he was getting a call. He just knew. Hold back a sub for Smarts. No, I'll send it as Oki. Let's do it that way. Whole fresh new attacking impetus. Someone get forward. In fact, let's do a tactics. Don't tell anyone, because they'll all want it. But I'm going to do a tactics. I'm going to tell everyone to shoot less. Because, and this is true, if you tell people to shoot less, they score more goals. And I definitely haven't just forgotten to do this tweak to the tactic since I've been here. It's a deliberate tactical ploy that I was deploying late, having looked at the match stats and realised that I hadn't set it up. Let's berate some players, please. Let's have a goal, because we cannot lose to Coventry. It's just embarrassing. I think they've just sacked their manager. Clearly he was tackled and broken then. Can I not have another penalty, please? Go on, cross goal? A cross goal? Oh, my word. Just into the net. Into the net is where I want the ball to go, please. Extra attacking. Be as extra as you like and as attacking as you like. Berate some players. Do some things. Make some stuff happen. And strikers in this game are bad. What do I think about stadium packs? I don't mind them. I don't use them, but I don't mind them. If it makes your game more enjoyable, then go with it. Quite honestly, I like the look of the 3D stadium packs. I am not installing any more mods until after the World Cup update comes out, because I just can't be asked reinstalling skins and stuff again. But Yeah, certainly, certainly not against them. Certainly think they're a great idea. Anything that provides that little bit more immersion, makes the game feel a bit more yours. Yeah, go for it. Also, welcome into chat. First time chatter. Welcome in. Right. It is 1:15. Having a look at who is out there in the world right now. To see who will be live. Do you know what? I know this is one I've never done before. So we're going to try it out and see how it feels. It's a streamer I don't know. I mean, I know of, but I've never had a conversation nor met. We're going to go and see Big Robbo. So thank you all for being here. Love you all much and all that gubbins. We'll see you all very soon, and let's go say hi to the biggest Robbo. Have a good night, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow. See you all very soon, and stay safe. Have a good one.